Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff. Quinn, you know that I can hear you. You recognize a classic Site 42 video call out with that one. Cerberus, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. Let me just make a small adjustment to the moderation to the safety and well-being of Clef. Come on, you can do better than that. There we go, fixed it. That'll make Clef's life a little bit easier. So hello everyone, welcome to a Dr. Sherman coffee break. I hope you have your nice cup of coffee, and we are here to relaxify, injuverate, and make our way forward in the day. Feels, Onyx, good to see you in the chat, thank you for being members. Blymo the Lime, good to see you just because you exist. Nice to see you. No, local court jester, I never know how long it's going to take for people to come into the stream. And so once I start the stream, I fiddle with the SCPnet database and make sure everything's in order. And eventually the stream begins. So far, my day is going well, Cerberus. It is a basic Saturday morning, I guess afternoon now. And we've got about 45 minutes for this coffee break, so I'm here to drink coffee and answer SCP queries from you guys, and I still have plenty of coffee. Drowsy, you made it to the stream. Good for you. Thank you for being a member. Esmeralda Wolfie, wait, are you the new host of the Waffle House? Well, thank you for being a member, and if you had read the whole thumbnail caption, the answer would be no. All that happened is that if you look at Matt Pat's video, the Waffle House has a new host, there's a blink and you miss it, Dr. Sherman cameo, as he scrolls through YouTube and one of my shorts comes up. So, was I in a Matt Pat video? I guess you could say so. In the most minimal fashion of all time. Still pretty funny though. Still pretty funny. Forest Eyes, recommendation for you, Dr. Sherman. Try some chocolate-flavored coffee creamer. It's so good. You know, I do like a good mocha now and then. Today we're going a little esoteric with our coffee preferences. This is a tall glass of iced lemonade with 2 shots of espresso. Real OGs of Site 42 know that's my favorite way to take my coffee besides black, and most people don't even know that's a way to take your coffee. The Ant. Well, I wonder how reality bender powers work. Like if they thought, I wish I had a coffee, it would appear, or I have to go, I really want a coffee, snap. It depends on the classification of reality bender. There's a whole lot of different kinds. And so your standard issue reality bender, the one you think of is the one who actively thinks something into reality, and it happens. And that is honestly already a pretty dangerous kind of reality bender. But at least it is an active thought process, which you can mitigate the issues for. No. The worst ones are like the witch child, where they don't know they are bending reality actively. They passively turn everything they believe to be true. And so when we were trying to decommission the witch child, if the child thought you were a nice person, you would walk into the room, be a nice person, and a nice person wouldn't murder a child, right? That's not what a nice person would do. And so just instantly you walked out of the room because you were a nice person who wouldn't murder a child. It was a very difficult situation. Passive reality benders, it's a whole mess because you never know what they're going to do. Dangerous game. Silent follower, thank you for being the first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a double cheeseburger combo on your way past the commissary. Can't stay for the stream today, gonna go buy some books. So a quick hello for me, enjoy your coffee. Well, I hope you have a very fun book buying adventure. You're not gonna see someone from a creative writing community complaining about people reading, that's for sure. Hello, Amber, good to see you in the chat and thank you for being a member. Helen Booth, if we have an anomaly that lets us enter a video game, could we enter Minecraft and get a milk bucket to act as a cure, all like that pill we have, as that is its purpose in the game? So here's the issue. We don't know if pulling that item would have the same effect if we brought it out of the game. So we don't know that the cure-all would work in the real world. On top of which, we don't know if we take a sick person, send them into the game, they use the cure-all, they are cured, and then they come out of the game, are they still cured? Possibly, it doesn't matter unless you're in the Minecraft game. So unless you are damning someone to live in Minecraft forever, I mean, I guess it might be better than dying, but is it really? It's a tricky situation. There are a lot of variables you got to keep in mind. That's what we do here at the Foundation. Great question. Dr. Sherman, do you like horse race tests? You know, Neucorp, I saw a couple of them go by my feed and I found them slightly entertaining. And then I saw some of the lore and I got scared. It takes a lot to scare an SCP researcher, and the lore building around those horses, wow. Why does 999 kind of look like Clyde from Pac-Man? 999 does not kind of look like Clyde from Pac-Man. You're looking at fan art feels. You're looking at fan art. Because 999 doesn't have eyeballs or a face. It's just an orange slime ball. There's some like bubbles in there sometimes. But number one, it's a big slime rectangle cube. So it is not a ghost shape, nor is it got a face. 999 is not like that. Not like that. Seems like Drowsy. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a pack of cookie dough bites on your way past the commissary. Any musical theater SCPs? Out of character, do you have a favorite musical? So, for musical theater SCPs, I highly recommend God, what's the number? It's in the 3000s. Let me see if I can find this in the database. If I search for Don't Stop Believing, will this come up? Nope, didn't work. Let me try another vector of investigation. No. SCP musical. Well, we have a tale called Containment Breach the Musical. We also have a tale called Clef Eats Ass the Musical. Clef, you got anything to say about that? Let me see what I can find if I type in this. I'm gonna find it. I have the power. Breaking the entire database trying to find this thing. SCP 1981-J seems to be an SCP document in the form of Don't Stop Believing by Journey. That's not what I'm looking for. No, I'm not looking for a charcoal painting. I'm not looking for SCP-3001. Train and musical. Found it. Found it. We did it. SCP-3444 is essentially SCP the musical. It has a whole list of different musical situations. It is an anomaly that places you into a musical, and you usually come out of it with some very important mental and emotional lessons learned. It's a good article. I tried to adapt it, but I ran into some trouble with the cast. So it's a project in waiting, because I would love to see it come all the way to fruition. As for me, a favorite musical, I guess I don't really have one, because, I enjoy musical theater, but they're all so different. What I can say is my dream role, if I were to be in a musical, right now at least, I would like to play what's-his-face from Legally Blonde the musical, because I could kill Chip on My Shoulder if I had the opportunity. I would absolutely slay, not Warner, the other one. What's his name? I don't remember, but you know what I'm talking about now at least. Why did my background vocals stop? I crashed the whole system. Talking about musicals, my data pad got jealous. Why Not Guitar? Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a personal pan pizza on your way past the commissary. Going to the commissary, any food recommendations? I'll admit I'm partial to slightly anomalous meatballs. Oh, well, change course on that pizza then and get yourself some meatballs. The meatball recipe is pretty hype today. 051, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a churro on your way past the commissary. Hey, quick question. We didn't have your day job on file. Can you give us any data on it? Yeah, I guess we're updating the documentation for researchers. My day job, my real world job to keep people from being suspicious, is ballroom dance instruction. I teach mostly parents and grandparents how to do partner dancing, Latin dancing, tango, swing, waltz and foxtrot and all that kind of stuff, a little Texas two-step and disco dancing here and there. But it's a ballroom dancing studio. That's how I got into the foundation on the fitness side of things, and then spread out into the containment side. Joe's Milk, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some cocoa to mix in with the milk on your way past the commissary. I freaking love musical theater and singing. It's a shame there's not as much SCP-related music that I like. I've always thought we do need more SCP music in the world. Horror music as a genre exists, but it's very limited compared to like film stuff and game stuff. But it would be cool to get more musicians into it in a way they could set us up with some creepy tunes. Silken Emperor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a delicious shawarma on your way past the commissary. What would you do if every 1 to 24 hours, roughly half the population projectile vomited at the nearest person wearing white? Before it happens, the subjects avoid toilets and trash cans. Are you okay? Half the population? Is this of a city? Of the world? Of a site? Of a breakfast eatery? Half the population of what? Radically different situations. If we can close down a building because it was the population of that building, then that's one thing. In that case, it would be clean and easy to shut down the building and let no one go in. Worldwide, that just becomes normalcy. We can't really stop something that vast and maintain secrecy. Probably have to be some crazy food poisoning disinformation campaign or something. Maybe you shouldn't hang around the commissary. It looks like you're not doing well. Sonic, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a chili dog on your way past the commissary. Hiya, Dr. Sherman. Just an anomalous humanoid with a void head passing by. Say, do you know where the music shop is? That will hurt you if you don't to me. Do you work for the foundation? You're in a foundation, chat. I assume you must be a staff member, void head or not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So I guess, whatevs. Enjoy your chili dog and the music. So, unfortunately, the head of the music department here has had a cold for the last 7 weeks. Obviously, not a normal cold. So we're still trying to get them recovered so that we can reopen the department. In the meantime, choreography and merriment has been holding up the banner, but they can only do so much by themselves. Scapegoat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a goat cheese and pepper jelly snack pack on your way past the commissary. In which subjects is your doctorate? So, I started with a doctorate in dance, choreography, and performance. I moved into archival records and records keeping. And then I moved over from there into containment specialist. I don't have a doctorate in site direction, that's not a thing, but I eventually built up to being site director of the site from there. It's a wavy journey to get to the heights of the foundation. Silken Emperor, thank you for donating again. The world also was bored. Yeah, if every 1 to 24 hours, half the world vomited on each other directly, there's not a lot the Foundation can do. In fact, all we could do is deploy the Ennui Protocol, which is a worldwide cleansing of Class E amnestics that make everyone just forget the way things were before. So now the new normal is that everyone pukes on each other. I hope you're happy. If this is something that I need to be worried about, then get help. Jeez. Rosie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a glass of water to wash your mouth out from whatever's going on with the previous theoretical. We all need a cleanse. Hello, doctor. How are you? I hope you're well. How long will this last? Also, I'm still working on the SCP still. May I show it when it's done? So, number one, I am doing well. So far, so good. How long will this last? We have about 30 minutes left before I have to get to my next task. So we have 30 minutes of Q&A left. And then, if you're still working on the SCP, my rule as a Site 42 director is I can only look at published articles because, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Perspective articles, ones that haven't stayed up on the site. That's just too vast a sea for me to dive in and still be able to keep up with what's happening on the wiki, which I'm already woefully behind on. So definitely show it to some friends, other SCP creators who you're friends with. Make the best article you can, get it posted, and if it survives the vote, if it's up a week after you posted it, that's when it's official, and I'm allowed to take a look at it. 051, thank you for donating again. Noted for your cover job. Hope I got time one day to leave Site 1 to get to the USA for some dance teaching. It would be possible to get your company name. So Were that to be the case, we would need to talk later in private. I am not going to dox my front company on a stream. You never know how that's going to go. Drowsy, thank you for donating again. And yes, it was Emmett. Thank you. Congratulations on playing Vivian. That's cool. Way to go. Silken Emperor, thank you for donating again. Like I said, only people wearing white. Why? Why are you targeting people who wear white? Do they deserve it somehow in your minds? Are you mad about Labor Day still? I'm so confused, man. Dr. Alpha, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a hot slice of pepperoni on your way past the commissary. Hello again, Dr. Sherman. Got a quick question from S80. You have any updates on the incident involving Mr. Hepburn? Mr. Hepburn, let me look in the database. I am not seeing anything about a Mr. Hepburn in the database. I'm seeing Procedure 552 Hepburn from SCP 1416. And apparently there's, of course, Alfine likes to... DC Alfine likes to wear the face of Katharine Hepburn from time to time, but that's not what you're talking about. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. I apologize. Shock, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some candy corn on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. How many of the foundations contain the Saiyan Kakarot? Well, something that powerful, we do know that it is not immune to viruses. And so it's going into the range of infinite strengthitude to a point that we would need to simply take it out of the equation, much like a reality bender. Now, I would try to use the virus in a manner that put it in a permanent coma so we could test its biology while it was still alive, but that's just too big a risk to secrecy to let it run around willy-nilly. So most likely we would leave it in a medically induced coma. The Lone Claw, thank you for becoming a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your service and your membership. De Pinho, how can I accept Jesus when we're containing 4 different Jesuses? You tell me that. You tell me that. Do you want me to accept bread from Bread Jesus, SCP-3305? Do you want me to accept an Uber ride from Uber Driver Jesus, SCP-029-J, 029-J? Do you want me to accept milk and cheese from Milk Jesus, otherwise known as Cheesus, SCP-6542? Or God forbid, do you want me to accept getting eaten by Vor Jesus, SCP-5991? When we're dealing with this many Jesuses, you've got to be specific. And either way, I'm accepting none of that, thank you. None of that. So, you accept one of the Jesus's offerings. I dare you. Frickin' A. Silken Emperor, thank you for donating again. Thanks for answering my question of what would the Foundation do with a new normal. I'm glad to have helped. I'm glad we got to a hypothesis there. Feels. Do not feel bad for not donating. I'm trying to check the chat in between donations as I can. And I mean, you're already a member, so that's already helping. And you're already watching the stream. And you're definitely hitting the like button, right? I mean, you're doing that? That is more than enough. I appreciate everything on top of it. We're doing our best to fix the budgetary issues here at the site after everything we've gone through with the overseers and Dr. Moon Moon. But first and foremost, watching and liking and sharing is baseline success. So you're already on it. Let me see what I missed here. Can't leave anybody behind. Shock, thank you for donating again. All right, what about the Namekians and their wish orbs? So Namekians are definitely weaker, easier to contain in a humanoid containment cell. And the wish orbs, we just put those in a box. They're safe class. We can just leave them. As long as no one makes any wishes and scatters them again, we can just put them in a box. Rosie, thank you for donating again. You have to leave, so we'll see you later. Take care. Mystery donator, thank you for your donation. Whether it was first or not, I don't know, because I don't have your name and your message was deleted because you got desked. So I do hope that you read the rules and make sure you don't do a desk-worthy crime in the chat. Shock. Yes, but the O5 would definitely use them to grant immortality for themselves. They don't need to do that. They have the Fountain of Youth already, and it's not permanent, so they can die when they want to, which is much better than full immortality. Trust me, you don't want that. Guys, I'm thinking about making an ant SCP, but I'm certain it will get downvoted. Well, the ant, that just depends on your writing. You got to do the best you can with your writing skills, and you've got to tell a fun and interesting story that hasn't been done before. I know there are a bunch of SCPs on the wiki that have ants, but your ant story can turn the tide and make something new. I mean, think about Bad Roach. Read SCP Bad Roach, and trust me, if Bad Roach exists, you can make an ant SCP. I'm not saying Bad Roach is bad. I enjoy Bad Roach. It's just such a simple anomaly that you got to think of it. You don't have to write a grand epic about your ant. You can just start small. My first article, I started small. My second article, I stayed small. You got to take it easy. Simple concepts, simple storytelling. Work your way up to the advanced stuff later, for sure. 051, thank you for donating again. Update on the Moon situation. He wasn't found yet, but we got back the shell company, scaffolding, construction, and power. Oh, well, at least there's that. I hope we find that scumbag and the anomalies he took, because that would certainly help the budget if we were containing them again. Solaris the Sun, thank you for an exceedingly generous donation, your first one of today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself. I want you to go to the commissary and just ask for the works. Tell them Dr. Sherman said you could ask for the works, and then let them get to work. Enjoy yourself. Bippity boppity, you say. Well, boo. There we go. Dr. Alpha, thank you for donating again. Here, let me clarify. He is in connection to SCP Afterworld. Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you. So, since you reminded me of this, and since I've recently been reminded of something myself, I'm not going to break NDA, because you know I'm working with that team, trying to do things to help them out, trying to build up different companies and crews doing SCP game projects. They are still working on it. They are. But as you may be familiar with in other game development teams, there are always delays. If there is a game being made, there will be delays. And so, there will be updates to the scenario of SCP Afterworld. Thank you for clarifying that for me, because I talked to them this week and they said, hey dude, we're working hard, some stuff came up and we're trying to clean it up. And I was like, good, because I am also dealing with a lot, but when you guys are ready, I'll be ready, we'll make the next steps happen. So, it's the Hepburn scenario, we have not gotten any updates, but we've got updates that their updates are on the way. The life of making art. It never goes smooth. Why come it never goes smooth? How would the Foundation contain the Sigma virus for Mega Man X? Well, oh, hey Ansen, thank you for being a member. Good to see you in the chat. Mega Man X, Sigma virus. So, first of all, the artificial intelligence constructs of the Mega Man universe, while impressive, Well, I can't talk down to them. They are probably on the same tier as our artificial intelligence constructs at the Foundation, because ours too have come to life and does stuff like that the same way they have. And so I think the deal would be that we just have different anomalous viruses. And so, yes, the Sigma virus can overtake systems. We've dealt with so many anomalies like that. Honestly, it probably wouldn't be that difficult. We wouldn't have to throw a bunch of robots at it. We could just tackle the virus as a virus. Shock. Why is he in a yoga studio? Well, I'm in the field, man. I'm doing a stakeout. And so I'm not at the office today. I'm not in the lab. I am at the stakeout location. I forgot to answer why not's donation. Dark Red, thank you for telling me, and let me go back and look at that. Oops. Oh, I did not see this one. Will peanut give me a nut allergy? No, because it is simply peanut shaped. It is still made of only concrete and rebar and Krylon branded spray paint. So, no. Unless you have a psychosomatic response to the shape of peanuts. But even then, most iterations of SCP-173 nowadays are only called peanut as a joke due to its past look, because the look has been updated through several variations because the original picture was stolen and copyrighted, and we shouldn't have done that, but we were a creepypasta site at the time, and no one thought it was going to become this big, so it was a surprise to everyone that it actually mattered. You know what I mean? And thank you, Dark Red, for pointing out that I missed Why Not's question, because I completely did not see that. Just so you guys know, behind the scenes here from my side of the YouTube thing, when I'm doing chat and I'm looking at regular chat, donations $5 or bigger show up that I can see them immediately. But if it's less than $5, if it's like $1 or $2, they don't pop up on mobile chat. And so I can go into the fan funding only member chat window, and I can look them up there, which is what I just did. But YouTube doesn't alert me to anything under $5. So when we're mobile, I keep trying to see them. I will try to get to them as I can, just warning. It is more likely to happen if it goes over that. My question is, have you tried the SCP Cafe? What is your favorite meal and what would you want to add? SCP-8656. Am I familiar with this anomaly? The number sounds familiar. 8656. Waiting on it to load. By the way, chat, we have 15 minutes left on this coffee break. So make sure you're caffeinating. Or hydrating if you're already well caffeinated. Take care of yourselves. 8656 is self-containing, only as Foundation personnel can access. 8656. A pocket dimension that contains a restaurant titled Serving Culinary Pleasures. Love it. With a currently unknown amount of employees that create and serve anomalous food and beverages relating to known SCP objects. This is awesome. I didn't know we had this. Well, I need to go look at this document later and also go visit. This is very exciting news. Thank you, me and Rift Chilling, for introducing me to the SCP Cafe, Serving Culinary Pleasures. I was unfamiliar with SCP-8656. This looks like a newer article, and I'm very excited to go check it out in my downtime. Downtime. Oh. Mr. Grim Reaper, thank you for an exceptionally Generous donation. I guess you should skip past the commissary and head over to Serving Culinary Pleasures and see what they've got going on in my stead. Thank you very much for being so generous. And you asked, is it true that 2935 eliminated 682? Let me open another tab so I don't lose the culinary pleasures involved there. So you're talking about 2935. Yes, I do believe so. The way it's put, for this particular article, if I'm remembering the scenario properly, it's, pardon, not that it killed our 682, that it killed the 682 in their universe. So we still have ours, but in that particular universe, the lizard was defeated, if I'm remembering correctly. And the problem is, if we put our 682 in there, the virus is then going to end up coming to us, so that would be a bad thing. Just a find to be sure. I'm pretty sure I remember this right. Yep, that is, yep, 2935 did eliminate the 682 of their universe. Yes. Coffee talk. Is your stream music playlist linked somewhere? So Drowsy, because of YouTube rules, I tend to stick with Kevin MacLeod albums on Spotify. That way we don't get yelled at by the copyright gods. And so typically I am listening to the SCP Foundation specific Kevin MacLeod album, which is called SCP-XXX. And that is a album released in 2020 of spooky music. Literally, Kevin MacLeod is calling out the SCP Foundation, which I think is pretty dope of him. I did not know his game like that. But recently, Kevin dropped another album called Purple Galaxy. And Purple Galaxy is a lot more up-tempo vibes. And I played it for yesterday's Vibes Immaculate coffee break. And I decided, I like something a little happier in my life for a bit. So instead of playing the spooky vibes, we're going with more up-tempo vibes for a little bit. But both SCP-XXX and Purple Galaxy by Kevin MacLeod are on Spotify for your listening pleasure. Researcher Shriner, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a, let's say, you should grab 3 tacos and a margarita from the commissary on your way by. They're running a special right now. Also, thank you for being a member. I was worried you were working from SCP-3673. I'm not familiar with that one. And that's not the right database window. 3673. Right? 3673. Oh, okay, this is a, definitely. It's Studio 5C of the Blank Arts Building located in Lower Manhattan. Okay, so yes, I am on the West Coast, not the East Coast, but obviously a very clear parallel there. Room is located on the 5th floor, was used as a ballet studio, contains a mirrored wall with a ballet bar, roof-level windows on the northern side and a single door. Focus of a spatial anomaly. Since this time, the door to 3673 is closed. All persons inside appear to be affected by spatial distortions and related phenomena. Cannot be observed from outside SCP-3673. Interesting. Cool. I like dance studio anomalies. I'll have to research that later. Thank you for recommending that for my reading pleasure. I am interested in checking out more because, I relate. Mr. Grim Reaper, thank you for becoming an overseer here at Site 42. You are now a high-level staff. Congratulations. We appreciate your service and your membership. Dr. Sherman, what coffee do you have? I am drinking a tall glass of ice and lemonade with a double shot of espresso dumped and mixed in. An espresso lemonade, we call it. It hits with this beautiful mix of bitter and sour. Not a lot of people know about it, but I am a proselytizer for the joys of espresso lemonade. I highly recommend you try it at least once if you like weird things. I love weird flavor combinations. So I'm the type who will dip a coconut shrimp in vanilla ice cream. That is high quality munching right there. And checking the chat, catching it back up. Hey bro, I love your video so much. Well, thank you, Purple Guy and your friend show. Much appreciated. We're doing our best over here to make fun streams and videos and shorts and SCP content for the public to enjoy and get more into SCPs. Espressade. Nice, Clef. Nice. Now can you show us the femur breaker? Unfortunately, I am not at Site 19, where 106 is contained. Otherwise, I would show you the femur breaker, because it is a fun toy. So you would like fish fingers and custard? I honestly haven't tried it, but probably. I don't think that sounds half bad. It's in the same realm as that shrimp and ice cream thing, so I think I might be about it. How often do you mess with the SCPs for fun? Listen, we're not supposed to do that. It's against protocol. But unlike fraternizing with the anomalies, I'll look the other way sometimes because it's pretty funny. 051! Oh, good to see you. Thank you for donating again. Please tell me you were not listening to the literal thing I said before seeing your donation. You talk coffee, now you have to give me your short list of weird good coffee combo. Weird good coffee. So, espresso lemonade, obviously, good stuff. If I'm not getting espresso lemonade, I enjoy black coffee. Just drink the caffeine, get done with it. But if I don't have a straw, and coffee stains your teeth, which is bad if you're in front of a camera all the time, my dentist yells at me constantly. So I'll throw in a splash of oat milk for that. And if not, I also adore coffee with certain anomalous fluids in it. A little bourbon, a little Jameson, a little Kahlua, some Irish or other kinds of coffee, delicious dessert beverages, so to speak. Although those don't keep you awake so much because of the anomalous fluid involved. If Chucky was an SCP, how would we contain it? I'm pretty sure it's just like a doll, right? It doesn't have any special powers besides being a living doll. So just chuck it in a containment cell. And then, yeah, I don't think there's much more to it. Chucky's pretty easy to contain. All right, let me check my last, make sure I haven't missed any donations because it is the end of our coffee break. I hope you guys are fully caffeinated and illuminated in your SCP questions from today. I know it's a short one, but I've got a day job to cover, so longer streams will come back after the weekend. So, thank you guys for hanging out. As always, at the end of our stream, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to name the SCPs that I myself wrote. That is cheating. I love my SCPs best, so obviously that's that. Heard you about the SCP weird fraternizing shit, but I'll look away. No, I said don't fraternize with the anomalies. I said they could mess with them in a teasing, making fun of way. I did not say that they could fraternize. I just said pranks, bro. Believe me. Anyways, if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to my SCP author page on the SCP Wiki. It is the Sherm's SCP author page and Site42 hub. And there you can see the SCPs I wrote or contributed to. And while you're there, there's some support links. You can become a Site42 patron. You can become a channel member. You could follow us on other social media. You could do one-time donations or buy some merch. Anything that helps us to take care of the Site42 crew, raise our budgetary needs so we can hire more people, make bigger and better projects. We're looking to fund SCP games and films in the future, but we got a long way to go before we are Markiplier or MatPat big enough to make things like that. So while we do that, thank you for any and all watching and sharing and liking and donating as you can. Every single one of you who watches the stream is helping out in one way or another, and we appreciate that. From there, my favorite SCPs, in no particular order, are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, SCP-5031, and with a huge content warning, SCP-8980. That one's a little messed up. One more time too, 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5175, 5031, 5320, 8980, huge comment warning on that last one. The Polish community, thank you for your donation to the stream right at the end as we're clocking out. I hope you guys had fun today. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next stream and video, so be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I ever met, but you can bet before we're through, Mister, I'll make a man out of you. Be a man, you must be swift as the coursing wind. Be a man with all the force of a great typhoon. Be a man with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon.